Learn English. Read out loud. Elliot wave theory. Elliot wave theory. From website investmenttheory.org. Thank you very much. This is for learning, educating the investment theory. Thank you very much. Let's get started. To continue reading page number 3, page 3. Elliot wave principle by A.J. Frost and Robert Plexter. Applying the wave principle. The practical goal in any analytical method is to identify market lows suitable for buying or covering charts, and market heights suitable for selling or selling short. The Elliot wave principle is especially well suited to these functions. Nevertheless, the wave principle does not provide certainty about any one market outcome. Rather, it provides an objective means of assessing the relative probabilities of possible future parts of the market. At any time, two or more valid wave interpretations are usually acceptable by the rules of the wave principle. The rules are highly specific and keep the number of valid alternatives to a minimum. Among the valid alternatives, the analysts will generally regard as preferred the interpretation that satisfies the largest number of guidelines and will accord top alternate status to the interpretation satisfying the next largest number of guidelines, and so on. Alternate interpretations are extremely important. They are not bad or rejected wave interpretations. Rather, they are varied interpretations that are accorded a lower probability than the preferred account. They are an essential aspect of investing with the wave principle, because in the event that the market fails to follow the preferred scenario, the top ultimate count becomes the investor's backup plan. Again, I have to tell you, or again, I am not an English language expert. So some word I may read out loud with wrong pronunciation. By the way, when I get back to check and then I correct my pronunciation, right? For example, what the word I am not sure to pronunciation, for example, which word example นะ example when I read continue นะ then when I found unconfident word นะ to pronunciation I will highlight it I will focus it Fibonacci relationships One of Elliot's most significant discoveries is that because markets unfold in sequences of 5 and 3 webs, the number of webs that exist in the stock market patterns reflects the Fibonacci sequence of numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, etc. An additive sequence that nature employs in many processes of growth and decay. For example, I'm not sure decay or decay. By the way, for my past, I will pronounce that decay. But by the way, not sure decay or decay. I have to check later. Expansion and contraction, progress and regress. Because this sequence is governed by the radio, it appears throughout the price and time structure of the stock market, apparently governing its progress. What the web principle says, then, is that mankind's progress of which stock market is popularly determine valuation does not occur in a straight line, does not occur randomly, and does not occur cyclically. Rather, progress takes place in a 3 steps forward, 2 steps back fashion, a form that nature prefers as a corollary. Corollary. The web principle reveals that periods of setback in fact are a requisiteตามตัวread based on our background read based on my background most of my English skill today it's from self-learning. So most by the way the basic education we have got from the country's educational system. Requisite for social and perhaps even individual progress. Implications. A long-term forecast for the stock market provides insight into the potential changes in social psychology and even the occurrence of resulting events. Since the web principle reflects social mood change, it has not been surprising to discover with preliminary data that the trends of popular culture that also reflect mood change remove the concern with the ebb and flow of aggregate stock prices. Popular tastes in entertainment, self-expression, and political representation all reflect changing social moods and appear to be in harmony with the trends revealed more precisely by stock market data. At one-sided extremes of mood expression, changes in cultural trends can be anticipated. Similar is expected. On a philosophical level, the web principle suggests that the nature of mankind has within indices of the social chain. As an example, simply stated, prosperity ultimately breeds reactionism, while adversity eventually breeds a desire to achieve and succeed. The social mood is always in flux at all agrees to trend. Moving forward, one of two polar opposites in every conceivable area, from a prevalent for heroic symbols to a prevalent for anti-heroes. From joy and love blind to cynicism, from a desire to build and produce to a desire to destroy. Most important to individuals, portfolio managers, and investment corporations is that the web principle indicates and advances the relative magnitude of the next period of social progress or regress. Living in harmony with those trends can make the difference between success and failure in financial affairs. As the Easterners say, follow the way, as the Westerners say, don't find the tape. In order to hit these nuggets of advice, however, it is necessary to know what is the way and which way to take. There is no better method for answering that question than the web principle. To obtain a full understanding of the web principle, including the terms and patterns, please read Elliot Web Principle by A.J. Frost and Robert Pester, or take the free comprehensive course on the web principle on the website. On this website, thank you so much. By the way, I am recording YouTube for YouTube channel uploading. Thank you so much. This reading is not aimed for any benefit by money, not for earn money. This is just for learning English and the investment education. Thank you so much again. Grocery. Alternation guideline of if Web 2 is a shape, is a sharp correction. Web 4 will usually be a sideways correction. This should be noted. If Web 2 is a sharp correction, Web 4 will usually be a sideways correction, and vice versa. Apex. Intersection of two boundary lines of contracting triangle. Corrective verb. This glossary, like alternation guideline of this meaning. Apical intersection of two. Corrective verb, a three verb pattern or combination of three verb patterns that moves in the opposite direction of the trend of one larger degree. Diagonal triangle ending. This I have to take understand later for my deep understanding. Diagonal triangle ending, a wedge shape pattern containing overlap that occurs only in fifth or C verbs. Subdivide 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 5 threes 5 threes. I have to see the chart later. 3 3 3 diagonal triangle leading a wedge shape pattern containing overlap that occurs only in first or A verbs. Subdivide 5 3 5 3 5. Double three. Combination of two simple. Combination of two simple. Combination of two simple sideways corrective patterns. Label W and Y. Double three. W and Y. Label by W and Y. Separated Y are corrective verb. Label X. X, Y, W. W, Y, X. Double zigzag. Combination of two zigzags. Label W and Y. separated by a corrective verb label X. Equality, guideline of unified verb sequence. When verb 3 is the longest, verb 5 and 1 tend to be equal in implied range. 5 and 1. When verb 3 is the longest, verb 3 don't need to be longest, to be the longest. By the way, if verb 3 is the longest, verb 5 and verb 1 tend to be equal. 5 and 1 tend to be equal in pi range. Let's see. Verb 3 don't need to be longest. By the way, it not to be, it must be not the shortest. It don't need to be longest. By the way, it must not to be shortest. In the case of the verb 3 is longest, verb 5 and 1 tend to be equal pi range. Expanded flat collection in which verb B enters new place territory relative to the preceding impulse verb. Failure. See. Example, this word I'm not sure to pronounce. Truncated or truncated. Truncate trun or trun. Check first. Truncate. Truncate. British.
Truncate.
American. Truncate. British. Truncate. American. Example. Truncated. Failure. See contracted fifth. Contracted means something shorter, especially by cutting off the top or end. Truncated. Truncate. To make something shorter. Truncated. Flat. Sideways. Flat. Sideways correction. Label A, B, C. Subdivides 3, 5. Impulse verb. A 5 verb pattern that subdivides 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 and contains no overlap. This I have to take my understanding again. I'm still not clear about it. I have to educate more. Impulsive verb, a 5-verb pattern that makes progress, i.e. any impulse or diagonal triangle. Regular flat, see expanded flat. A regular flat, see expanded flat. 1, 2, 1, 2. The initial development in a 5-verb pattern just prior to acceleration at the center of verb 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Development, another meaning in Thai of development is I remember that it means movement, like a movement. Development. Initial development. Overlap, the entrance by verb 4 into the price territory of verb 1, not permitted in impulse verbs. Previous 4th verb, the 4th verb within the preceding impulse verb of the same degree. Corrective patterns by typically terminate in this area. Sharp correction. Any correction pattern that does not contain applies extreme, meeting or exceeding that of the ending level of the prior impulse verb. Alternates with sideways correction. Sideways correction. Any correction pattern that contains prior, extreme, meeting or exceeding that of the prior impulse verb alternates with the sharp correction. Third, powerful middle section within an impulse verb. Impulsive verb following completion of triangle. Triangle contracting, ascending or descending. Corrective pattern subdividing 5 threes. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And label A, B, C, D, E occurs as a 4th dx in sharp correction only. Or while verb trend lines coverage as pattern progresses. Triangle expanding. Same as other triangles, but tail lines diverge as pattern progresses. Triple tree. Combination of 3 simple sideways corrective patterns. Label W, Y, Z. Each separated by a corrective verb label X. Triple zigzag. Combination of 3 zigzags. Label W, Y, Z, and Z. Each separated by a corrective verb label X. Truncated fifth. The fifth verb in impulsive pattern that fails to exceed the price extreme of the third verb. Zigzag, sharp correction, label, ABC, subdivides, 535, adapted from Elliot verb principle, key to market behavior. Copyright 1978, 1998, Robert Rowland Pritchard Jr. and Alfred Short first. Thank you so much for learning. Thank you so much for learning together. Have a happy day, all night, all the time.